Alright, and we're back. Episode 11 of Socratic Gamers. This is a special one, not because it's my birthday, but because Steve Jobs died today. So that is a big one. Hey, you know that? Steve Jobs, not today, not actually today, but how many
6 years ago.
6 years ago today.
Oh, okay.
So on your
I was going to say, what's so special about that?
Steve Jobs dying?
Yeah.
Because he is the inventor of everything I use for my jobs. So because of that, he has gifted me not only life, but a way of
job.
living. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we're here. A job, yeah. Steve Jobs gifted me a job.
Yes.
So we're here with Vish, Sid, BJ, and special guest Sunshine.
Hi.
AKA Ursel, my sister. So we're gonna jump right into it. So what's it like being a nurse?
Oh, it's cool. I don't know.
Yeah, you
what
just
wanna know about
bombshelled that one hardcore. All right, so how about you tell everyone a story about the one you told me about the ghosts that live in the hospital?
I'm gonna sound like a crazy nurse.
That's fine, whatever. No, but it's not
Are you talking
who's
about my
saying.
experience?
No, but the hearsay that you've heard about the special room.
The special room.
The room, you know. Tell us
There's
the story.
multiple ones.
All right, the one
where
about the
my
hanging.
first job was.
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
The hanging.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, where someone so. Do I
Oh, you remember the story? No, no, we gotta do this one because Sydney loves these stories, yo.
Oh,
He
yeah,
loves
he
it, especially because we're in the
did.
dark, yo. Alright.
I'm gonna creep myself out.
No, it's fine, it's
Okay.
fine. Alright, tell them the story. Go ahead.
So I used to work in an oncology nephrology floor.
What's an oncology?
Oncology is cancer, nephrology is kidney.
Okay.
So it's combined with medicine too. And the floor that I worked on, it goes in like a U shape.
Okay.
So at the very end of one of the hallways, there's a story before I started like 2 years ago.
It was 2 years ago or 2 years before you started?
But 2 years before I started.
Okay.
Because I'm in a different floor now.
Okay.
Yeah, so apparently they were doing rounds. This guy was just like sleeping the whole time, and then in the morning they saw that he committed suicide. So now what they do, instead of having these special, like, I don't know what they call them, wires on the ceiling to hang the IV drips, like the solutions for patients, they took that out now.
He hung himself on the wire?
Yeah.
Wouldn't the wire break?
No, it's like not a wire, but it's like a strong, sturdy pole.
Oh, okay. So what did he wrap around his neck to make that happen? Yeah.
I don't know, probably his gown or like patient's gown and like the sheets and stuff.
No way.
Yeah.
But how do people not hear that happen?
Because it's quick, because it's during shift change.
How long's the shift change?
Depends. So if you start at like 7, nurses come in between 6:30, 6:45, then you gotta give reports. So you probably won't see your patients until like 7:15, 7:30.
So you gotta
and
get
if
like
the guy
hour.
is at the end of, well, yeah,
Dang.
if he's at the end of the hallway, like you can die within minutes.
Well,
Doesn't have
hang
to be
yourself?
now. Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. So the body was just hanging there.
Yeah.
Okay. So he.
So one of the nurses, when she went in there, saw him hanging and then tried to tie or pull him down. But apparently you're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be a coroner's case. You have to actually leave the body hanging there until like the coroner comes and police come to like put him down. Yeah, that's apparently like hospital policies for some hospitals.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well, now it's kind of creepy because when I used to work there, especially on nights, and I'd be doing my rounds and I do it by myself, sometimes the patients would wake up and be like, hey, can you tell that person hanging above me to like stop making noise? Or, hey, like I saw this person walking around and he has like a weird scar around his neck.
Wait, are these patients or?
These are patients that stay in that same room now.
Interesting.
Well, actually, that's not as scary as when I used to work on a different floor.
Okay, but all I'm saying for that one, because my argument here is that if they already heard the story, then
They haven't heard this story.
Oh.
These are new patients that come into that room, and then they'll say, like, some of them wake up with night terrors, and they'll just be like,
Wow.
or some of them will just wake up and they'll just be like, oh, I think I just saw someone in my room. Like, I've had patients call and be like, hey, can you tell this patient that his room's not here?
Wow.
And then you go in there and there's no one there. It's kind of creepy, a little bit.
That's cool. So you think it's real?
Well, medical-wise, no.
Alright, so what do you think's happening?
Spiritually, probably.
Interesting.
Well, like, there's other ones, like, where I used to work, where, like, my first actual job as a nurse, working for a complex continuing care, the hospital burnt down prior to me working there.
Okay.
And then they rebuilt it with only 4 floors.
How many floors was it before?
It was 4 originally, but they were trying to make it into like a big hospital, where it's a small hospital. It doesn't have an emergency room.
Okay.
So that one's a little freaky, because there's this story saying that the 4th floor where I actually work, am I gonna freak you out, Vinny?
No. Because I'm not there.
Okay.
You're there.
Yeah, because it freaked me out, because it happened. So the 4th floor was apparently a pediatric floor when it burned down.
Oh no, little kids.
Yeah, like
Dang.
adults and kids or whatever died, but that floor, like, kids died.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Well, it's pediatric. It's all kids.
Well, yeah, but they can be older kids too.
Like
I'm
mentally
talking-
or like physically? Alright, continue. You're saying. Yeah.
So there's this story about a little girl who walks around the hospital, and usually if she's walking around the hospital, they say that that patient will die within.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
So like they're so in tune with death that they've seen the kid.
Well, they say that you can, like, when you're about to die, you start to see things, right?
Okay, yeah.
Like a sixth sense opens up.
Okay.
Kind of like little kids.
Okay.
Like when they're first born, they're super innocent. They don't really know anything. But when you're dying, like, you kind of like have that sixth sense of, like, you know, seeing people from your past or whatever. But then they also have the medical thing where your brain's like eating away and then reverting back to your past.
Okay.
So you feel like it's there.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
And they see the little kid.
So they see this little kid.
The little girl every time.
The little girl. And they said it was in one room, but when I was working there, it's in this one hallway. And I thought it was fake until, like, I was working nights a couple of times, and the same, like, there's always different patients that were in there, and they would always call at around, like, say 2:45 to 3, saying that there's a little girl who's lost, looking to, like, find the place.
That's pretty freaky. You know, why is it that it's like always little kids that are the freakiest? You know what I mean? They're always like, help me.
They're innocent.
Yeah, but there's something about like if it was like a big guy, I'd be like, oh dang. But if it's like a little kid, you're like, yo, they have some spirit powers. You know, something, they're gonna eat me or something. You know?
Yeah.
Kids freak me out.
Yeah, little kids, right? Yeah.
The Shining.
Yeah, right? Yeah, totally.
Oh my gosh.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, there's something about little kids, especially if they're like deformed little kids, and they're like, come with me. I will. Right? Yo, could you imagine that, yo? Oh my god. You know what? Sometimes I wake up here and like I go to the bathroom and like I have to look at the hallway, right? And I always look down the hallway and I'm like, all right, is there somebody here? If it was like a big guy, I'd be like, oh damn. But if it's a little kid, I'd be even more scared. I don't know what it is, but they're like,
That's because
come.
you know there's like a demon behind there.
That's true, yo. And the fact that they want me to come somewhere with them, it's almost like, where are you gonna bring me, yo? Hell? Or, like, what's going on, yo?
Come with me.
Yeah, that's the freakiest, right? If it was like a big guy and you're like, I'm gonna kill you, it's like, oh. But if it's like a little kid like telling you like, it's all fine over here, play with me. Oh my god. Oh my god. Could you imagine that? They're like, just play with me. Come on. I have a secret. It's around the corner. Oh my god. And you're like, yo, get away from me. No, you know what it could be? I wonder. I wonder if it's like the paternal instinct. You know, like our as being parents, when you hear like, come help me, you almost want to help, You know, but if you see like a big guy who's like, come help me, be like, hell no, yo. You know, you're a
Yeah,
demon.
but would you really help that little kid if they're like, come help me?
No, but you're
Like,
like, what do you know right now? What superpower are you gonna do that's gonna like friggin' torture me forever? You know. Anyways, yeah. So you're saying little kids getting burned alive in your
Dude.
no, you're saying no, fourth floor, right?
Oh,
That's what you said, yeah.
Yeah,
The
the
fourth
fourth
floor.
floor.
Yes, continue your story.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Just, you're tripping me out, bro.
I know.
You're tripping yourself out. That's
I
your
know.
story.
I
Well,
know,
no,
you know.
I have a
Oh my
worse
God.
story than that.
Oh, yeah.
that happened
So,
to
tell
me.
me your scary story.
So,
Yeah. No, you know what's
Scariest
scary?
story.
Wait, no. All right, so the scariest story that you've told me is the one about your patient.
Yeah, I'm
Who-
about to
yeah,
tell
okay.
Yeah, so like that whole like little girl thing and
Mm-hmm.
like them calling, and then because I thought whatever, like they're just calling, and then one day there's this patient who's by the nursing station, and it's like nighttime, and like I'm trying to settle him for bed, and he's like in the verge of like dying, like he probably has like a good couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to do this like mini procedure just to change his like dressing, which is like an open wound that you just have to like change it.
Ugh, okay.
Yeah. So then he's like talking to me, and then he goes and says like hi, but he's not looking at me. He's looking across like over my shoulder.
God, no.
And then I was like, who are you looking at? And he's like, oh, the little girl. That's
Oh
like,
my
like,
God,
what?
so scary,
So I turn
bro.
around and I'm thinking like he's seeing my reflection from the window. But then he's like,
Yeah.
he looks to my other side where there's no mirror, and he's like, she just moved. And I'm like, where is she now? And he's like, she's on your right shoulder now. And I'm like, oh, what is she doing? Oh, she's just making sure that you're doing everything okay.
What?
And I'm like, well, what does she think? And I know as a nurse you're not supposed to go into like their delusions or whatever, but then it kind of freaked me out because I'm like, what the heck are you seeing right now? And he describes the little girl, and every single person says the same thing. This little white girl who had short hair who's wearing a pink dress, same girl.
Oh my God.
So I'm like, oh, she's watching me right now, making sure I'm doing this correctly. And he's like, yeah. And then I'm like, okay, well, what does she think? And he's like, oh, she says you're doing a good job. And then he's like, yeah, now she's in your face just watching you. That's when I creeped out. I was like, oh, okay, I finished everything. I'm like, you good for bed? Yeah.
Yo, you know what'd be freaky, yo? If he's like, if you don't do a good job, you'll burn in hell. It's like freaking crazy, yo.
I've had one guy who's schizophrenic, and
Well, tell him about the gravity room now.
I will.
All right, yeah.
So this guy who's schizophrenic,
Loaded with crazy stories, yo.
Yeah, this guy who's schizophrenic, like he knows he's schizophrenic. I know he's schizophrenic. He hasn't been taking his pills for a while, and we're talking. I'm like, "How's your day going?" Blah blah blah. And then he starts laughing hysterically, and I'm like, "What's so funny?" He's like, "Oh, don't you see that guy taking your picture?" And I'm like,
What?
"There's no one here." And then he's like, "Oh no, I know he's here because I can see him in front of you." And then he's like, I'm about to like do something for him, and then he's like laughing, and I'm like, what's so funny? He's like, he's trying to get in your face and take your picture, but you're not smiling.
Oh
And I was
my
like,
God. Yo,
I
my
don't
he's
know.
like, smile now.
No, he was telling him. No, he was telling the patient to tell me to smile.
Well, that's freaky.
So I was like, I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No thanks.
So
Pass.
that was a little freaky, but it was during the day, but it was kind of freaky still.
No, but I meant when I was saying that patient story, I meant the patient story about when you were heading home from work.
Oh.
He's like,
Okay.
is this your stop or something like
Oh
that?
yeah. So
Yeah.
there's this guy.
Because that's a real story. Like these other ones are like fictitious, like they're in your mind, but like this one's like a real person following you.
Well, he didn't really fall. Well, sort of. So I was working not working. I had placement in mental health, and there's some like messed up stories there. There's this one guy he's this really tall black guy. He's probably like in his 20s. Looks like a normal guy. And I always wondered why all the nurses kept on saying like, don't go in his room by yourself, and figured out that he's crazy. So he was trying to get me to come into his room, but I said no. And then he brought out the Da Vinci Code and then turned it to the back. And then he's like, see this guy right here?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's me. And I'm like, what? And then he's like, if you just let me have like some kind of thing to rip off my dark skin right now.
Oh my
underneath,
god.
I'm actually this white guy.
Imagine if you gave him a blade.
Well,
yo.
I wouldn't.
Oh
Like,
my.
that's
And then he started
awful.
like scratching it and he's like, can't you see? And you're like, no, that's red, bro. That's not white. Yo. Crazy, yo.
Well,
Yo.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, yo. Woo.
That's a no-no, people. Don't give people blades
Yeah, yo.
that are telling you something like that.
Well-
What if he scratched himself or something, yo?
Start.
Yeah, like digging
no,
away.
he does have scratches, but it's like from scratching, not like so because he's a black guy and he's scratching, and
Uh-huh.
you know how when you scratch it turns white a little bit.
Isn't that like ashy skin?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why he thinks like.
Oh my god, yo. That's like
That
so
white
far off the
guy.
deep end.
Well, they were trying to figure out why he was like that, and they think that his weed was laced with something.
Oh, that's interesting.
Just for that one. Was he always like that?
No.
Oh.
So like they just found this guy like
you know,
he just wasn't acting right. They said.
it's interesting that you say that because like I read in like psychology before that we all have a propensity for schizophrenia,
Yes.
but you only get it if you get pushed to the brink of stress.
Yes.
So maybe like he
Or it's like a certain medication that can tip you over.
just really, eh? But like
Interesting.
schizophrenia is within us all, right? It's like
It's not-
possible.
I don't know if it's like within us all.
I remember reading
Right.
that.
Yeah, you remember reading that
Yeah.
too, right?
Like any
Yeah.
mental health disorder is within everybody. It's just
Yeah.
how you
Trigger it.
well
So like cancer.
how you trigger it, but then also how you can like overcome it. So for example, like depression, everybody
Uh-huh.
goes through depression.
Yeah.
But to go through major depression, it's
Yeah.
because you're not handling.
The
That-
mind,
that-
the steps that got you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got what you're saying. So like it's just a build up over time.
If you never fix the original, and then you have like more stresses, more like
Wow.
events that like are depressing, and then now you're just dealing with all these like stress factors and
Yeah.
depression that it turns into like major depression kind of thing.
Wow.
I could be totally wrong because I don't do like my major's not mental health; it's cardiac. So
Yeah. But I
Based
remember
on
I remember
psychology.
seeing stuff about that. It's like stress is the major killer because it can push you over the brink mentally.
but it can also like give you a heart attack.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, true.
Like stress is like really bad for physical and mental,
Yeah.
It's also good.
Yeah.
depending.
Depends how you take it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Stress your friend.
That is true.
Yeah. So are you got any other stories?
Oh, are you talking about that? Yeah. So then the other one is this guy.
I like the
who-
gravity room. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, but I was in, okay. So there's this guy also had schizophrenia,
Oh,
but more
I wanted to
pleasant
ask you
way.
something about that. Do they actually know that they're schizophrenic?
Some of them do because you tell them straight up like you have schizophrenia.
Yeah, but what happens if they think you're crazy?
Oh my god, could you imagine if you have oh my that's so scary. Imagine if you have schizophrenia and then you're like, no,
It's
you're
like
all crazy.
No, but
It's
Shutter
like Shutter Island, yeah, like Shutter Island.
Shutter
He's like,
Island.
you're all crazy. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, bro, you're
You're-
crazy.
yeah.
Oh my
That's what I'm
god.
asking,
Get away
People
from
get.
me.
Do you get to that point?
Oh.
Yeah, that's why they would be in like the mental health ward. Like
Oh,
this
oh
one
my-
guy, he was in it.
Wait, quick pause. You know what my biggest fear is? If like I'm talking to you guys, right? Because like I have like a small knit of close friends, but then later on, it's like, yo, those people died a long time ago. You're still acting as if they're around. Oh my! And I'm like, yeah, but I live with Vishal. It's like, no, bro.
You live on your own.
Oh my god! Mental health is like that's the scariest thing ever, yo.
Yeah.
But
And
that
then-
actually happens. to
I
you.
know that's so
Yeah.
scary. And then you go home and Vish is just playing his video game. You're like, I know you're not real. I know you're not real.
Why is the monitor
my
on?
God. I know, yo.
But that happens. Like the guy that you want me to talk about.
Yeah. This is a good story.
Okay,
Yeah.
go.
So he was there for a while, but there was one day where because we're always supposed to like get them out of their delusion. That's like
Yeah.
what you're supposed to do. You're not
Uh-huh.
supposed to like feed into it. But one day, like I was walking with this guy, and the unit's like a big circle.
Uh-huh.
So we're walking in circles, and then he's acting all normal, and then all of a sudden, it starts to like sunset, and he looks outside, and all of a sudden he's just like pretending like he's floating, and he's just talking like this the whole time. And it's like, hey, what's going on? Don't you understand? We're in space. That's how he was talking to me the whole time. So then because I need to like actually assess him better to understand everything. So I was like, I'm gonna press the gravity button right now, and everything's gonna go back to normal. He's like, okay, but he's like moving his hands around and walking like he's floating. So then I pressed the button, and then he's like, oh, thank you very much.
That's freaky, yo.
It's not that
You know,
freaky.
he's like a
He's really
child, you
pleasant.
know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but
It is
then
like
he got
a-
better because I was there for a couple of weeks. He got better, and then when it was my last day of placement for mental health, he was actually getting discharged as well. And then he was leaving the same time I was leaving.
This is the scary story I was
And
talking about.
then he saw me taking the bus, got on the same bus as me, asked me what stop I was leaving at, and I said Morningside.
Ooh.
So then he's on the bus, he's just smiling at me, and he's just like, oh yeah, we're gonna get off at the same stop. And then he goes and gets off at Morningside, and I remember I just stayed on the bus, and he was like looking at me, he's like having his hands shrugged out going, and I was like, oh my god, he was gonna follow me home.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yes, he was.
Yeah, creepy. Why? That's why I'm not gonna like work out here.
Yeah, for sure. Is it like being in like the medical field? Like you see a lot of homeless people that are suffering with that same illness, right?
Like mental health illness.
Like I,
or
I remember like hearing or like we studied in your class did about like they're closing down the mental health institutions, so like they forced everyone out onto the streets, and that's why like homeless people are actually like schizophrenic.
I don't know.
The majority of
I
them.
thought it was just because it's full.
No,
There's no
they're
space.
doing
No, they're
cutbacks.
making-
Yeah.
They're what? Sorry?
Were they doing cutbacks? Is that what happened? Like in the early like
I have no idea about that.
2000s? Oh, okay.
I don't know anything.
That could be
about
BS, or it could be totally true. I don't know
I
about that.
cannot confirm
Well,
that for you.
I don't know about that one.
Okay.
I haven't heard anything like. I know they're opening up more mental health stuff because they understand that it's like a big issue.
Really? Eh? Oh, okay.
Well, because like back in the day, it's more like, oh, just get over your problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And now
for sure.
it's like,
Or
oh no,
lobotomize.
it's big.
Back in the day.
Well,
You drill
no,
your
that's
face.
like way back in the day. They don't,
Do that anymore?
Well,
they don't
they-
lobotomize?
not that I know of, but I know
Oh.
they do. I forgot what it's called. Where they like electrocute your brain.
Oh, electroshock therapy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shutter
They-
Island people.
they
That's
actually do
crazy.
that.
Still do that?
When I was in nursing school, yeah.
Wow.
Like they did it my second year. They were talking about it.
So how do you feel about euthanasia then? Alright, side note, I thought it was like youth in Asia back then. So I was like, I don't understand what's wrong with these little kids. Yeah.
Well, it depends because so
Okay,
one of my
explain what it
patients-
is first.
Yeah,
For those who don't know what it
in case
Oh,
they're
it's
thinking like me, like
basically
racist.
you get to choose when to die,
Okay, yeah.
and then the doctor assists.
Well,
like,
if you're
yeah.
fatal, you get the option of relieving your suffering.
Not
by-
all the time.
You don't get the option?
You do get the option, but it's if the hospital's willing
Deems
to
it.
do it.
Yeah, okay.
If you have a
Isn't
doctor,
your hospital doing euthanasia?
Yeah,
Okay.
we already did one already.
Ooh.
With one of my patients.
Dang.
Yeah, they said she was like, yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, okay. Well, she's excited about it.
Well, because she used to be a nurse and she knows where,
Or it'll lead.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So are you in support of euthanasia?
I don't know can I answer that?
I don't know. It's not my job.
Well, I'm in trouble.
I would. All right.
Okay, you don't have to answer.
Or you don't have to answer, but I am in support of euthanasia. If you like, so the reason why I say that is like,
Well, I'm in support of it because the process is long.
the euthanasia process.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm all right. So aside from
And
the
being
length,
in
the
like
duration,
being in the medical field, if you
you see people suffer, yeah.
Yeah, if you can
Yeah.
avoid that, then why not?
So if I had like skin cancer and it's fatal, and I'm like, you're not letting me kill myself, even though I know I'm gonna have a horrible death.
Every hospital is different, but my understanding is like you get it's like they have to go through a process.
Yeah.
You have to talk to like the doctor explains it to you. They have to do a mental health assessment because you have to be.
How do they explain it to you? They're just like, we will
I haven't
kill
been
you.
there. No.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
This is how I will.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like don't worry.
You're gonna go through some suffering, and
No,
I'm
it's
gonna make you
peaceful.
suffer even more,
Oh, it's peaceful.
and then we'll make
Yeah.
it peaceful
Yeah.
for you. Well, the fact that you have to go through the process and go through this long process is the suffering
it's
of
the-
like, yo, just kill me.
For sure.
No, the process
exactly.
is like you have to be mentally aware and mentally sound of mind.
Okay.
So like,
But that's another perception of what is built already.
For sure. So take the Shutter Island approach. So what if you're like, dude, I'm living this crazy unreal. You're like, just kill me. I'm never gonna escape this. It's like, oh, he's not of sound
but you have to
mental
be
mind.
in an illness where it's going to be fatal.
Oh, so they can't just be like, this game sucks. Let me just clonk on it.
Well, I don't know about like mental health. I just know because like it just got like approved, right?
Okay.
In Asia. So I don't know anything about the mental health aspect, but this is more like a disease. Cancer,
Oh, I see.
whatever.
It's like what do you call it? Fatal.
Like
Terminal. Yeah. Not like
So
airplane terminal, but like it's done.
But like you only have like 3 months to live or like
yeah.
whatever.
I got you.
So
3 months. But if the process is long, it's like
the process
dang.
is 2 weeks.
Oh, that's not long, yo.
I think
You already waited
two
so
weeks
long.
or
for
2.5 weeks. It's not like it's like just to make sure that you want it.
Oh,
like,
okay.
you think about
There's like
it.
a grace period.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got
But
you.
let's say like after that grace period, like you have
Mhm.
the time to say no before
Yeah.
they even inject you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, so it's an injection.
Ooh,
It will
I can't do
depend on the
injections.
hospital.
Yeah, so I was gonna say,
You
what is the
already have
method?
an IV site, bro. Like
What is the method of them going through the process?
from what I
One of them.
One of them is
Yeah.
a doctor. So let's say you go to the nurse and say like, I just want to die.
is it like you know when people are you get the death penalty? It's kind of like that. They do that kind of killing, or
Oh, with
You know what I
this.
mean?
Oh.
Yeah.
with like the different drugs.
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
I feel you.
It looks like it, yeah.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Like it's similar to when you're like if you need to have a tube down your throat and they have to make you fall asleep, they just overdose you on that.
Oh.
But you're already asleep.
Oh, okay. That's not bad then.
So
Like
they
they put you to
overdose you
sleep.
with sleeping,
Like
a
sedation.
sleeping drug.
Oh, sedation so that it slows everything down, even your heart.
Well,
Interesting.
they have like different drugs to like slow down your heart and stuff. But like first they
Wow.
put you to sleep and then like there's like different stuff. Like the medications that they give you is pretty high.
Yeah. Wow.
Like it's already fatal. If one didn't give you, the other two will.
Okay.
So they're like, just want to be very certain, you know. What if you're like a kid? Would they euthanize
No, I think you have
you?
to be a certain age.
Ah, but what if this kid like cries every night because the pain is too terrible?
Like how old is this kid?
Let's
Say is 5 years old.
yeah, say 5.
Going through
Well,
cancer.
I don't do pediatrics,
There's a
but
lot of kids with cancer.
I don't. Well,
So
that's like a whole different thing then.
Yeah.
That's not.
Explain your cancer thing, yo. So I thought that you'd have cancer, and because like nobody knew that you had it, when your time to die, you'd just be like, oh, I'm dead now. But it's like a
What?
arduous process of getting cancer, yo.
But there's different types of cancer.
Skin cancer is the
Okay,
worst
we'll
one,
go
right?
skin.
No.
I think you told me before there's like sores all over your body.
Pancreatic cancer?
Oh, that's pretty.
That's
Painful?
That hurts.
Or what's the one with
Well,
like it goes into your
pancreatitis.
marrow, yo? Bone cancer, and it's like your entire
Leukemia?
body's.
That's leukemia.
Is that the one where like as you're dying, all of your pain sensors are firing,
It can be.
or is that
but,
all
like,
cancer? You told me about one where it's like
It's all cancer.
all cancer. So if
Well,
it gets
because
into
like once you have cancer and it turns into metastatic, like the ones that spread everywhere.
what's metastatic?
It means like these tumors spread.
Oh, okay.
Like there's benign, which just like stays in one spot.
Oh, yeah, you explained this one. So, like, if you have lung cancer, whatever they call your cancer, it's where it originated from.
Yeah.
But cancer itself spreads throughout your whole body.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you have, like, let's say testicular cancer, it's at the lower half, you're going to end up getting brain cancer because it's going to spread to your brain eventually.
Yes.
That's
But
why they were always like.
They would call it
specific.
metastatic.
Yeah, what's specific? Yeah.
So
And
it'd be
that's
like
specific
you
to
have
which
prostate cancer, that's their origin. But like if it hits your brain,
Yeah.
it's a metastatic
Well,
to the brain.
what's the least painful cancer to have?
None.
None. There's no cancer where it's like you sleep and you're just like, oh shoot.
No,
we're
when
dead.
they're like, like if you're like stage 4 cancer,
Which is what?
Like
Stage
the
1.
end of the line.
Oh, okay, you're done.
like they can give you, like you go into palliative care and then you
Palliative care is.
like where you're about to die, they make you comfortable.
Oh, okay, it's like morphine drip.
Well, not necessarily. It's just making you comfortable.
Like
You don't
like a bed.
necessarily have
They
to
give
have
you
a
an extra
drink. You
pillow.
don't necessarily. I don't know if you're asking me.
Nice lazy boy.
yeah. Like what do you
Watch your
mean?
favorite shows.
Yeah. How comfortable do you want to get? You know. Well, what?
Like free of pain.
Oh, okay, cool.
So like you don't have to be in a morphine. Like people that go to palliative care, sometimes they're like still awake, but they have like 3 months to live.
Okay.
So they're still like some people are still walking or
So,
something.
well, what does the marijuana do? You know, how people are like in the movies, they're like, "Oh, just like smoke this."
It's just mainly for pain.
Does that really work?
I don't know.
For pain?
For
For
pain.
pain.
It doesn't do anything to the cancer. Doesn't
Some
suppress it?
people say that, but I don't know. You have to look up the
I actually
research.
heard that because of the cancer, you eat less, and because you eat less and can't sleep, your body's not ever healing.
Because it's still stressing.
It's stressing. So,
Yeah.
but if you smoke, you get your hunger back, and then you eat, and then you fall asleep, and it's like that's what's gonna kick the cancer out. It doesn't actually like.
It's rest.
Yeah, it's rest. It's rest. It's cancer doesn't actually go away because of the marijuana, but it allows you to rest.
It gives you the good habits.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's supposed to relax you and take away the pain for some people.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Because your pain receptors, like it does something to it, but I don't really know.
But ultimately, what you're trying to gain out of smoking it is like gain rest.
Rest and eating.
Yeah, exactly.
The hunger.
Well, because like most cancer patients don't eat. And
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You
exactly.
need all that
Yeah.
like nutrients to try and fight that cancer.
So, are you saying that if I get cancer, I should buy a ticket to like Machu Picchu, climb it, and jump off? Is it that bad? Are you like,
Well,
don't
no, it depends what
get
stage you
cancer?
but it depends what stage you're on.
What if it's like stage 3?
Stage 2.
Say yeah, stage 2.
Well, it depends. Are you
We'll
going to
go
do
stage two.
chemo and
No
no
chemo.
no
Hell no chemo.
Yeah, no chemo.
No chemo for me.
Yeah, no.
What's the alternative?
why?
What is the alternative?
There's
Yeah.
radiation.
No.
No radiation either.
Why?
No, thank you.
I won't even let you cut off a limb now. I want you to heal this.
What's the
without-
holistic way to do this?
Yeah, what's
I'm not a holistic nurse, so I can't tell you.
so if we're stage 2, well, what are my chances?
If I don't
Well,
go
you're
through
stage
chemo
2.
and I
Well-
don't go through radiation.
You prepare to die.
Oh my god! Is stage 1 curable?
Well, yeah. Well, it depends on your cancer, bro.
But have you seen people in chemo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks, dude.
That's
I
like
know,
you
kills all
sacrifice like 10 years, 20 years of your life
Do you-
going through that process.
Do you know how they figured out the
Okay.
chemo thing? It was World War II. They were testing this chemical. I think it was mustard gas, and they found that ammonia, yeah, something like that. And then they found that
gas.
it killed cancer cells when they subjected these soldiers to it. So they're like, oh, cool, let's just do that again for cancer. That's how chemo began.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
You know more than I do.
I heard it on a podcast. I could just told you BS. Maybe I made that up. I don't know. It's like it's a podcast. We're allowed to get it wrong. Google it. I don't know. Yeah. But how bad is it though? Like have you seen somebody with cancer?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people. You meet them every day.
Yeah.
go
I've
through
not
your
met
life.
anyone with
But everyone I've met with cancer is just like they're chill. You know, I'm not like, oh my
They're-
god, you're. It's not like fucking. Oh, sorry. It's not like staph. You know, it's not like a hole in your body.
But you can get a hole in your body. Like someone that has breast cancer, I've had to change dressings where they had like this big hole, like this big.
Oh my god.
Can you say how big? Because they can't see.
Yeah, actually, they can't see you right. It's
like bigger than their actual one breast.
It's just
A hole as big as
Not
your
a
breast.
bit. It's like not a hole, but it's like a tumor, and it has like multiple holes in it. And I had to like stuff it with like ribbon gauze.
Yeah, no thank you.
Had to
Kill me
stuff.
now.
I know, yo. Honestly, like this is why I'm in support of euthanasia, because I would use it.
Yeah.
Like, give me that, yo. There's no way
But
I'm
like,
gonna stick
so
through this.
there's
yo.
different cancers, and then there's different stages, and then they give you your options.
Yeah, but the options are like, do you want to get sick?
Do you want to
before
get
you die?
do you want to get sick before you die and feel better for like a month before you die? Or
Yeah,
No,
do you
but some
want
people
exactly,
like
yeah.
to
actually
go through
survive.
radiation and get a different type of
Okay,
cancer?
radiation is more like, so chemo does all your body. Radiation does it specifically to the tumor to shrink it, so that maybe you can do like surgically remove that tumor.
Really? Well, that's
And what are the effects of radiation?
cancer, yo. That's what they say
More
all the
cancer.
time, yo. Don't stand in front of the microwave. Radiation.
Don't be on your phone too much.
It's a radiation, bro.
Radiation.
So you're gonna use cancer to kill cancer, yo.
But this one,
Yeah,
radiation
same way
is
you
like
use
directed
venom to kill
towards
venom.
that
That's true, too.
tumor, right?
What?
It's directed towards that tumor.
Wait, all right. I have a question actually, because Vish brought up a good point. Not the venom to kill venom, but I heard, like I saw a doc on Vice that they actually found a way to kill cancer, which is like HIV. Like they'd inject it into the tumor, and the HIV would eat the tumor. Like they'd inject you. With,
Yeah, they're changing the HIV, but the way
yeah,
it works.
It's not actually HIV.
Okay, I was gonna say.
No.
It's like, who would want HIV
Yeah.
instead of cancer?
So what happens is like they
Another death blow.
yeah, for sure. They mutate because HIV is very aggressive. So what they do is
But they have pills.
No, hold on. So the aggressiveness of the HIV, they mutate the HIV to attack just the cancer cells. So it aggressively eats the cancer. You're gonna look it up.
Well, see, just
Fact
go
check.
ahead.
Fact check.
No,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So allegedly that's what it is. So I saw the doc and like they would inject like a virus to kill a tumor. So have you heard about that at all? Like has it? It was at St. John's Hospital, I think.
Oh no, I don't.
No, you never heard of it.
I haven't
So
heard of that.
if the hospital hears information, do they not like share it with one another? They're not
They
like,
can,
dude.
but like there's so much information out there.
I think that
Like,
cancer would be a
everyone-
big one for people to talk
But
about.
every cancer is different, right?
Yeah, but like so like.
It's just like
But is it like businesses? Is it like my hospitals get the best cure? We don't want to tell your hospital, or else you're gonna get more patients.
I'm not in research, so I don't know how that works.
Or like the business of the hospital, because that would be pretty crazy. It's like they don't share tips on how to cure people because they're all about getting the money for their own hospital.
Well, that's a whole political
Like
thing.
that would be crazy.
I
Could you
don't-
imagine that? It's like one hospital's
don't
got the
think so,
cure.
though.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
No, because they would want to spread that idea, because then you would want to buy it off them.
Good point.
Maybe.
So then that hospital would be getting more money. Like every hospital does its own research.
Yeah. Oh, so hospitals have to buy cures off other hospitals?
Not cures, but more like a pharmaceutical company.
Okay, let's
So
say
like
let's say a
you're
hospital
doing
figures
your
out.
research,
Uh-huh.
then I'm not 100% sure because I don't do research, but from what I'm getting, in order for you to get that drug, a pharmaceutical company has to go
And sell it,
see
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
drug approved to say like, yeah,
For sure, yeah.
I want to buy that.
No,
So
but
they buy it off you,
But what
but
if
now they're going to sell it.
well, what if a hospital has a cure for cancer? Can they are they obligated to share that information, or can they hoard it for themselves?
The hospital?
Yeah, if the hospital's like, we have the cure for cancer. do
I think
they-
it might work
they have-
differently though,
They
right?
have to share the
Yeah.
information.
If it's government run.
But you would, if you
Sure.
have a cure,
Uh-huh.
you would want to get funded more.
Oh, I see.
So they
So
would
you
keep
would
it so that they would get more funding.
Oh, true. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you would also you have to prove it works, or else you don't get
What?
funding.
No, but what if it's 100% a cure for cancer?
Then you would probably want to sell it to the highest bidder.
Interesting. Why?
Wow.
You have the cure for cancer. Why would you want to sell it?
Yeah, exactly. Then
How are
all
you
the
gonna get
clients,
money?
no, because all the clients would come to you.
Well, no,
Right?
because your hospital's not big enough. You
Yeah, but
want-
still.
To make
like you
more
get-
money,
you get full max
you'd have to
capacity.
sell it to like a pharmaceutical company,
Okay.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
right?
Explain
then
to me.
you
Vish.
have, like-
Explain it to me because I'm not.
Are
Are you
You
saying
make-
I'm right or he's
Yeah,
right?
you're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because you make more money that way.
exactly. Because you're gonna spread it to the world.
Oh, but
Why
you,
would
oh,
you
you get
need
the
everybody-
patent. Oh, you get the patent right, so you
Yeah.
get like a royalty off of it.
Yeah, because like
Oh,
who cares
okay,
if you
okay,
get all the
okay.
patients?
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
You
yeah.
might as well just spread it to everybody, so they all like just come to you to get your drug, and then they just keep going.
Okay, okay.
That's why pharmaceutical companies make a lot of money.
I got you. So, Vish, so what did you say, Vish? Did you figure it out?
Oh no, I figured it out. There's so much information on here.
So you haven't figured out the whole virus thing?
Yeah, there's certain viruses. The way it works would be works specific to certain cancers.
Okay. So how does that work?
Try to find an example. Don't have one right now. I don't know. You guys go ahead. I don't know.
All right. Well, we had a long drawn out pause to wait for Vish to give us the answer to this one.
What are you trying to get the answer to?
If they
Inject.
But they are doing it.
I
if they
know.
inject
Virus.
viruses.
Whatever
Well,
research is
viruses to
doing it.
cure cancer.
Yeah.
And we'll end on this note. Can viruses cure cancer? Google it. Vice, just Google it. Vice created a virus to kill cancer.
Of what? Oh, voice.
Yeah. Did Vice create a cure?
Vice.
No. Did Vice report on the story?
No,
of
they
kill
did.
Cancer? They did. Yeah.
Yeah, they
okay.
did.
So yeah, why is it not out to the public?
There's a lot of research still involved. It's not like it's the done research.
Okay.
It's showing promise. Let's say that.
Okay. Fine. You know
That's from what I remember.
Why is something really interesting? They had it on YouTube, and then they took that video down because I had it bookmarked because I
Mhm.
wanted to watch it again. But then they took the video down, so it's like, why did you take the video down? Are you getting like pressure from,
I don't think so.
corporations?
We have no idea.
We have no
Maybe
idea.
there were certain things in there that was
But that's the way the cookie
patents
crumbles.
reveals.
Yeah.
So
Question
you're
everything.
saying that there is a cure for all cancers, is what you're trying to say?
Allegedly, according to the YouTube video, that's not up anymore.
Oh, well, I've heard those. I've heard those theories.
So I looked it up. The
Oh.
first article that comes is experts say Vice may have overstated
Oh no!
the case in killing cancer.
What's the news source?
What's the source? Healthline.
I don't trust it.
Okay.
Sounds fake. Helpline.
I'm just saying that was the first one that came up.
All right.
That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well,
Maybe that's why. Who knows?
now you must go and do your own research.
You messed that one up.
Final thoughts. Vish, go. Final thoughts.
I don't know. Steve Jobs had cancer. That was an interesting topic that we talked about that.
That's true. Oh, that's true. Yes. Okay, cool.
It did
Yes.
kind of.
So your final
Makes
thought is Steve
sense.
Jobs had cancer, and it
Yeah.
related very well to our.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't
We
think-
opened and closed the same way. All right. Yeah. Final thoughts.
I don't know.
So
No,
Jack-
he said-
Now I know what you want to do when you have cancer.
Kill myself. Yeah. No,
That's pretty sad.
Yeah. No. There's no way. There's no way. Tara just walked in. She gave me the biggest shake of head.
No.
there. No. We were talking. Babe, we're talking about stage 4 cancer. You were going to die. I was like, I'm going to buy a ticket and jump off Machu Picchu.
That's like your biggest fear.
Of course. No, but you know what's scarier than that? Cancer.
But cancer can be curable, depending on what it is.
Can be.
Can be.
Keyword.
Can be. But
You can recover.
You know what's the 100% cure from that fear and that pain?
Death.
Death. Right there, yeah. Exactly. Alright. So your final thought is
You're a
that...
sad man.
Alright, sounds good. Sid?
I just don't understand why people are against what other people do with their own lives.
Oh.
So let them just do whatever they want with their own life and stop trying to control them.
Yeah, so about euthanasia.
Pretty much. Well, in all aspects, it's not just euthanasia, but it's in all aspects of life.
Yeah,
But
I agree,
yeah.
I agree with that. That was
It
very
works. It works
insightful.
with the euthanasia though.
Yeah, I like that, I like that.
And that's my
Yeah.
final thought, man.
And mine is Steve Jobs is a beautiful, brilliant man who invented everything that we use nowadays. Do you have an iPhone, Vish?
Yeah.
You have an iPhone, Sandra?
Yeah.
Do you have an iPhone, Sid?
Yep.
So do I. Thank you, Steve Jobs. Rest in peace. Alright, till
Why
next
don't you
time.
tell them about your shirt first?
Oh wait, this
there's
guy
no
clicked it
picture.
too quick. Oh, you
It's
done?
okay. We're good.
Oh, you want to go back?
We're good.
Oh.
We're good. We're
What do you want
good.
to say?
Oh yeah, we're good, we're good, we're good.
We're good.
Alright, fine. No, that's stupid. Alright, fine. So my shirt is, my
want
shirt
it?
says, what does my
You
shirt
want
say?
to?
What does my shirt say?
You're gonna party like it's my birthday?
Because it is. And it's also Steve Jobs' death anniversary.
I don't think they would
Wow.
get that if you don't
Yeah,
explain that it's
if you don't-
Jesus.
Oh, it's Jesus.
Yeah.
Alright, the shirt is of Jesus. Okay.
With sunglasses.
But wait, I'm gonna party like it's my birthday. It's a picture of Jesus. I don't get it.
Yeah.
It's not Christmas.
It's not Christmas. I think it's a Christmas shirt.
Is it a Christmas shirt?
Probably.
Yeah.
But he's wearing sunglasses.
I know, that's why it's funny.
But how does winter? There's no sun.
Depends where you are. Maybe not in.
It's just supposed to be funny shirt. Jeez.
That's it.
I'll take it.
Okay,
Alright,
fine.
alright, till next time. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.